Now Peter sat outside in the courtyard, and a servant girl came to him, saying, "You also were with Jesus of Galilee." And he denied it before them all, saying, "I do not know that what you are saying." And when he had gone out to the gateway, another girl saw him, and said to those who were there, "This fellow also was with Jesus of Nazareth." But again he denied with an oath, "I do not know the man." And a little later, those who stood by came and said to Peter, "Surely you also are one of them, for your speech betrays you." Then he began to curse and swear, saying, "I do not know the man." Immediately a rooster crowed, and Peter remembered the words of Jesus, who had said to him, "Before the rooster crows, you will deny me 3 times." So he went out and wept bitterly. Now on the 24th day of this month, the children of Israel were assembled with fasting and sackcloth and with dust on their heads. Then those of Israelite lineage separated themselves from all foreigners, and they stood and confessed their sins and the iniquities of their fathers. And they stood up in their place and read from the book of the law of the Lord their God for 1/4 of the day, and for another 4th they confessed and worshipped the Lord their God. And then Joshua, Bani, Kadmiel, Sherebiah, Bani, Sherebiah, Bani, and Nehemiah, and stood on the stairs of the Levites, and cried out with a loud voice to the Lord their God. And the Levites, Joshua, Kadmiel, Bani, Hashabani, Sherebiah, Hadijah, Shebaniah, and Pethahiah, said, "Stand up and bless the Lord your God. Blessed forever and ever. Blessed be your joyous name, which is exalted above all blessing and praise. You alone are the Lord, and you have made heaven and the heaven of heavens, and with all their host, the earth and everything on it, and the seas and all that is in them, and you preserve them all. The host of heaven worships you. You are the Lord God, who chose Abraham and brought him out of Ur of the Chaldeans, and gave him the name Abraham. You found his heart faithful before you, and made a covenant with him to give the land of the Canaanites and Hittites, the Amorites, the Perizzites, the Jebusites, the Girgashites, to give it to his descendants. You have performed your words, for you are righteous. You saw the affliction of our fathers in Egypt, and heard their cry by the Red Sea. You showed signs and wonders against Pharaoh, against all his servants, and against all the people of his land, for you knew that they acted proudly against them. So you made a name for yourself, as it is this day, and you decided the sea before them, so that they went through the midst of the sea on the dry land, and their persecutors you threw into the deep as a stone into the mighty waters. Moreover, you led them by day with a cloudy pillar, and by night with a pillar of fire, to give them light on the road which they should travel. You came down also on Mount Sinai, and spoke with them from heaven, and gave them some just ordinances and true laws, good statutes and commandments. You made known to them your holy Sabbath, and commanded them precepts, statutes, and laws. By the hand of Moses your servant you gave them bread from heaven for their hunger, and brought them water out of the rock for their thirst, and told them to go in to possess the land which you had sworn to give them. But they and our fathers acted proudly, hardened their necks, and did not heed their commandments. They refused to obey, and they were not mindful of your wonders that you did among them. But they hardened their necks, and in their rebellion they appointed a leader to return to their bondage. But you are God, ready to pardon, gracious and merciful, slow to anger, abundant in kindness, and did not forsake them, even when they made a molded calf for themselves, and said, "This is our God that brought you out of Egypt, and worked great provocations. Yet in your manifold mercies you did not forsake them in the wilderness. The pillars of the cloud did not depart from them by day, to lead them on the road, nor the pillar of fire by night, to show them light, and the way they should go. You also gave your good spirit to instruct them, and did not withhold your manna from their mouth, and gave them water for their thirst. For 40 years you sustained them in the wilderness. You lacked nothing. Their clothes did not wear out, and their feet did not swell.